Welcome back to The Ed Show. Finally tonight, America's war in Afghanistan is now the longest war in the country's history. The war enters its 105th month today, surpassing the Vietnam War. More troops are being deployed and the costs are soaring. And the violence hasn't stopped. Just today, 10 servicemen were killed in separate incidents. For more on this, let's turn to Robert Greenwald, founder and president of Brave New Films and director of the documentary Rethink Afghanistan. Mr. Greenwald, we're not rethinking Afghanistan. We're not getting out. We're getting in deeper, and all the numbers show it that way. What's the conclusion here, in your opinion?
Well, it's getting worse and worse, as you've said, Ed. It's over 1,000 Americans killed, $1 million per troop, and over $1 trillion spent on these two wars. With the great pain in this country, with the need for jobs, with the need for health care, the need for education, there is no possible way to justify a war that is not making us any safer. And think about this for a minute. If we weren't in this war, do you think anyone would be saying, let's go invade Afghanistan? Nonsense.
Well, I was a teenager during the Vietnam War, and I witnessed the demonstrations on college campuses across the country. Where's the demonstration today? Is this just a conflict that the American people have accepted?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, Ed. First of all, there's no draft. It's an economic draft of people who can't afford any other options, number one. And number two, a lot of the activism is taking place on pushing senators and members of the House. On our Facebook Rethink Afghanistan page, we have 35,000 active people, each of them with over 100 friends. And every day they get up and they do something on the Facebook page, only it's done online. It's not the same as being in the streets, but I'm hopeful, and we're hopeful, that over time it will be effective, because the elected officials don't like this war any more than the public does.
Is Karzai one that we can trust? Or we still seem to be banking on him?
Well, you know, Ed, that's something that makes no sense to me. As smart as this administration is, how can they possibly think this corrupt guy who stole the election hugely is someone we want to be in alliance with? The New York Times had a devastating story today by Dexter Filkins. We're supporting both sides of this war. We're paying contractors who are then paying the Taliban. So it's a civil war. We're intervening. We're paying both sides. And there's no way that anybody in America is one bit safer because of this.
Well, one thing that jumps out at the American people is the age of the troops that we are losing right now. From 2002 to 2008, the average age was 28 years old. Then in 2009, it was 26. And now in 2010, it's 25 years old. I think a lot of it has to do with that economic war you're talking about, because this is the job for the youth of America right now, it seems like. Mr. Greenwald, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.